Hey, what's going on, my friends out there? I'm Jakejames Lugo, and welcome to Gamers with Games. Now, I want to talk about something that a couple people have asked me in the comments section of a few of my videos, and I think it's something very important to cover. I think this is something that all of us as gamers are affected in one way or another, no matter what preference you have in consoles, the type of games you enjoy, whatever it is that you do on a daily basis when you play your video games. This is something that's going to actually help you out to keep in mind, as well as also make your gaming experience a little bit better overall and healthier in the long run. We're going to talk about your gaming grip. The actual grip that you have whenever you're playing your game and you're holding your controller, what type of grip or what sort of things you should actually be thinking about as you're playing the game kind of unconsciously, compared to what you're focusing on that's happening on screen. So, just for the sake of this example here, again, just bear with me here. I'm actually going to have two controllers here, both a PlayStation 4 controller and an Xbox One controller. But the same type of principles and the same type of ideas I'm going to present to you guys is going to be applicable to any sort of controller that you have, even on the PC. Okay, so bear this stuff in mind. This will actually help you out. Now, when you're playing your video games, myself included, you're going to be holding your controller in one of many different ways. You're going to either be holding it like this, with your actual, index finger and middle finger on the triggers, your thumbs on the buttons and the D-pads or on the analog sticks, and also your palms on the grip part of the controller. Now, one of the things that a lot of people do, especially if you're playing an intense game of like Call of Duty, you're playing a fighting game, you're in a tough section of a boss fight, no matter what type of game it is, a platformer, an action game, a puzzle game, doesn't matter what it is. At some point or another, you're going to actually tense up your muscles in your hand. You're going to kind of tighten up the grip on your controller. You're almost going to kind of like squeeze it, whether you're actually trying to hit a button on the controller, moving it around, hit the D-pad, move the analog sticks, hit the triggers, and stuff like that. You're going to be doing a number of different things at the same time. You do it unconsciously, you do it, it's kind of like an immediate knee-jerk reaction when you're actually trying to react to what's happening on the screen right then and there. So, as you grip your actual controller, no matter what's going on, especially the more tense the moment, more than likely, the more you're going to grip your controller itself, you're going to put a lot of stress and strain on your actual hand. This is totally normal to some extent. Again, depends on how long it actually goes on for. If you're actually in a really intense game of Call of Duty, let's say like you're not taking like small little breaks with your hand, not moving it around, stretching it around, in between your actual deaths that you have, when you're trying to actually really get a good KD ratio, or in between matches, in between rounds and stuff, depending on what game type it is, chances are you're going to be doing that for an extended period of time. That is actually kind of bad for your hands for a number of different reasons. Number one, you're putting strain on your hands for a long period of time. It's kind of common sense. Any body part that you have, no matter what limb it is, whatever muscle it is like that, if it's put against a decent amount of stress, or put through a decent amount of stress and a lot of electricity and a lot of tensed up motion and action for a long period of time, chances are you're either not only going to get tired, but you're also going to experience some sort of cool down period, or at least a breakdown period. Some people call it failure when it actually comes to weightlifting and stuff, but you're going to get tired and you're going to strain out your body part. You're going to strain out your hand like this. So how do you combat that? Whenever you can, whether it's during a loading screen, whether it's during hitting the pause menu and whatnot, or anything of the sort, you have to be able to loosen up your grip a little bit. You have to be able to kind of relax, ease on the tension with your actual controller. Sometimes it just takes it and just putting your controller down, even for like 2 seconds on the actual, during your time actually playing your games and stuff. The reason why you want to do this is a couple different reasons. Again, like I said, alleviate the tension on your hands themselves so they don't get kind of tired out and messed up all the time. But also, it addresses another concern that you guys have actually brought to my attention. Sweating of the palms, sweating of your hands. When you're not gripping onto something, you're not putting intense pressure on your controller and through your hands, the intense strain that you're putting on there as you're moving around and doing different stuff. You're also putting a crazy amount of heat within the spaces from your actual palm on the actual grip controller, as well as also your fingers and your thumbs and stuff. Because of that heat, your actual body is going to react to it and you're going to sweat on your palms. This is different for everybody. Everybody has a different type of, I guess you could say, threshold when their body starts to really sweat and stuff. I experience the same thing as well. Some people get it a little bit more than others, but it's still the same reason and the cause for the effect. Your body wants to cool your hands down. It wants to cool your body parts down. It doesn't want it to overheat and break down and do all this other stuff and ultimately lead to failure, quote unquote. So it produces sweat. If you actually alleviate the pressure and alleviate the tension on your hands over the periods of time that you're actually playing your game and stuff. Don't matter if you're holding a PlayStation controller or an Xbox controller or playing on the PC through mouse and keyboard. The less stress and the less tension that you put on your hands, the less that you're going to actually mess them up and the less sweat that you're actually going to have. Again, moving your hands around like this, you're getting the open air on your palms, on your fingers and stuff. Not holding the controller. All this, when you're holding the controller, you're locking out the air and you're locking out any sort of kind of like, open-ended breeze to get to your hands. So your hands are going to heat up like this. The longer you hold it like this, the longer you do stuff like this for a crazy amount of time, the more heat that you're going to get. So that takes care of all the sweat. Again, like I'm getting a little bit now, starting to moisten up from holding the controls as an example, but you guys get the general idea. You want to be able to alleviate as much stress as you can on your hands, not only, again, for the strain that you're going to put on it, but also to reduce the amount of sweat that you're going to have in between your hands so that way you don't grease up your controller pretty bad for all extensive purposes. At the same time, by doing this, okay, you're not only going to be able to do other activities after your gaming session. Let's say you play for like 2 or 3 hours and you do the things of which I'm telling you. You're going to be able to not have such sore hands afterwards and be able to kind of like do other daily activities, maybe do a little bit of work, maybe just go play something else or just mess around, do arts and craft, build a Gundam. It doesn't matter what it is. Like that. You'll be able to be okay and actually not have such strain and be like, cracking your hands so much just for the simple fact that they were in such a rigid position. One of the biggest problems that some people get is that they end up getting carpal tunnel from long gaming sessions sometimes. Again, this happens over years and it happens for a variety of other different reasons working together. One of the biggest things on top of that is poor diet, poor living habits, or poor daily routines and stuff on top of stuff like that, which leads eventually into carpal tunnel. A lot of PC players get this. Again, having your hands in a position on the mouse like this constantly all the time, again, putting pressure on your index finger like that, you'll end up getting carpal tunnel on your hand like that. And again, having it on WASD with your other hand like this in one position for a very long time. I know you World of Warcraft players or you MMO players out there are doing the same thing. You Minecraft players all over the place doing the exact same thing. You know exactly what I'm talking about, but you won't admit it. Okay? The point is, doing these little tips like this, you're going to make your gaming experience a little bit better. You're going to enjoy it a little bit more. You're going to have less issues afterwards or, again, over an extended period of time. And you're going to have a much more healthier time playing your video games for however long you want to play them for. So hopefully, guys, those are some good tips for all of you. You get some food for thought out of it. And again, you put it into practice and you enjoy your gaming experience. So with that being said, don't forget to leave me a comment on this video. Let me know what you guys think about all the tips that I shared with you. Tell me about any other stuff that you guys want me to discuss, to help you guys out, address certain concerns that you might have when playing your video games. Again, it's all about making gains in life, not just in the gym, not just in a healthy lifestyle, but also in the mind here. Because, again, I go by the philosophy, the body is the mind and the mind is the body. If you got them both working together and you got good habits going for the both of them, you're going to have an awesome life no matter what you do. So don't forget to leave me a like on this video, subscribe to the Gamers with Gains channel for all my videos related to gaming, stronger living, all these health concerns, and any other cool stuff that you guys want to check out. There's a bunch of videos here on the channel that I hope you guys enjoy. And don't forget, I am streaming every single day on Twitch TV, playing a variety of different video games. Again, tonight I might actually be playing a little bit of some Kingdom Hearts 1.5 or 2.5. I haven't really decided yet, but I'll let you guys know on Twitter. Again, follow me on Twitter too, links in the description box. But check out the Twitch stream. I'm always there talking to you guys directly, one-on-one, addressing all concerns, having fun, playing a bunch of different video games, playing online matches and different types of online games with all of you that come into the chat. It's pretty damn fun, and I encourage you guys to come hang out with us every single evening between 5 and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully I see you guys there, and I'll talk to all of you again real soon. Peace out, stay epic, everybody.